And welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show at 7:35. It is Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. We've got some very special guests in our studio this morning from the People's Health Clinic. I'd like to welcome Karen Christensen, or Christian. I knew I was going to mess up. Karen Christian is with the People's Health Clinic, and Jill Packham.
Thank you.
I said that one right.
You did.
Okay. All right. One of the things that they have going on right now in the People's Health Clinic, of course, this is a great service that's provided here in Park City. We're talking about really body, mind, spirit. And Karen, you can really talk to this because your background is psychology, correct?
Psychiatry.
Psychiatry. And so you're dealing a lot with the mind and emotion and trying to work through whatever it is to work through. With Jill's help with yoga, let's talk a little bit about how you two got together to combine these two efforts.
Well, I am a psychiatrist volunteering at the People's Health Clinic and hurt my back and was looking for ways to get better. And I went on a yoga teacher training class and met Jill. Yeah. And then when I came back, I realized how much yoga could help the patients at the People's Health Clinic. So with the help of the People's Health Clinic, who have embraced kind of the healthy part of this, and Jill and the yoga community, we have teachers and volunteers now to set up a free yoga class every Wednesday for people at the People's Health Clinic. Now, with your practice, you probably find a lot of people that not only benefit from this, but you talk about quieting the mind, working through issues. It's a great stress reliever, and you found out for yourself there's a lot more benefit to this physical activity. It's more than just an exercise, right? It's wonderful. It is really just helping the mind and the body work together to find health and balance. And one of the things I think that will be important is it's a new way of looking at the body. For me, it's been a new way. Obviously, it's been around for a long time, but helping to look at not just the parts that are in pain, but the parts of our body that are really healthy. The breathing, the stretching, and really rebalancing so that we enjoy our bodies again when we've had pain. True. And so, Jill, when you're working with clients, I'm going to throw out, so I can sound intelligent. Okay. One of the things that I have noticed about yoga, proprioception. Understanding what your body is doing in space.
That was really good. Okay. I am impressed.
I like to come up with one or two.
We try to use simpler terminology.
Know what your body is doing.
Down dog.
But the idea is that you are becoming in tune with your body. What is it doing? What position is it in? And what are the benefits of these different natural resistance? But it goes beyond that because yoga combines body, mind, spirit, and like you mentioned off camera, this has been around for a very long time. Yes, I mean, we're not creating anything new here. We're helping bring it to the Western culture where we've sort of been in this mode of fixing things and just working so hard. And yoga just really helps us come into our body. It helps us nurture ourselves. So from the inside out, it's very healing. It allows your mind to quiet. We invite you to do that through asking you to be aware of certain things, your breath. It's very, very, very healthy, healing from the inside out. You're right, because when you talk about breathing, that one technique alone can bring so much, like you said, quieting the mind. It helps you kind of refocus your thoughts to a degree. As an athlete, too, they do this, whether it's meditation, which it is a form of meditation. It is. It's a moving meditation. And when you notice the breath, it gives your body something to do with the mind, and it lets the mind chatter quiet. And a lot of times, what we've talked about in our training is coming out of judgment of ourselves. Again, letting ourselves appreciate and have gratitude for our bodies and what they actually do for us, because we notice most of the time what they're not doing for us. So, you know, this is kind of a yin and yang. Yes. I would say that's a good, very, very good yoga term too. Because you're combining a couple of different forces here that are all for the betterment of the vessel to a degree. So explain, Karen, if you can, how, from your perspective, because it's a little bit more of the science behind the art in a way, although they're both kind of a science and an art. Yeah. How does this work for you and your patients? Well, I think there are a lot of people have chronic pain issues, chronic back issues, and have been looking to medicine and looking to shots and surgeries. This is a way really to let the body heal itself, to kind of regroup and
stretch. I want to emphasize that our yoga at the People's Health Clinic is restorative yoga. So people don't need to be afraid, just come. It's very gentle, starting out with breathing and stretching. And then, as Jill said, it's kind of letting the mind work with the body. So they get back in balance together, and it's not the mind judging the body. Oh, that's painful, oh, that's bad. It's really the mind and the body accepting this is the wonderful part of, as you said, the vessel.
And do you find then, once they make that connection, that some of the outside forces that they're dealing with, whether it's a spouse or a job or just stuff that goes way back in their own personal history, once they understand that you can start to let go of some of that stuff, they use that technique in other areas?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is the beauty. That once we can accept our bodies and see the beauty and how wonderful they are for us, it opens up to see the beauty in our spouses, our jobs, the world around us.
Yourself.
Ourselves.
Very good. So that makes a natural connection to yoga, and you know, some people look at this as simply exercise, and Jill, as you pointed out, this goes way beyond just physical exertion. However, there are some very strong healing benefits to actually moving your body and feeling alive, because it does take effort. It's not something that's super easy. It takes people by surprise, I think.
I think it's you can start where you are, though.
Right.
So you do not have to feel like people tell me this all the time. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do yoga. I've never done yoga before. Well, come and try it, right? We'll start very simply. And the beauty of yoga is that it is simple. There's a mat and a body,
Right.
and the mats will be provided. There has been some talk about people would have liked to have participated in yoga before, but then they've looked into it. It can be expensive, you know, at some of the studios, and here it will be completely free to any participant who already comes to the People's Health Clinic, and we will provide the mats, and we'll just start from the beginning.
Well, and that's the great thing about yoga, is that you have some of the common poses, and it's pretty, you know, it's pretty consistent all the way through all of the different disciplines of yoga. But you can intensify that as you go. So it starts out very simple, very basic. So you're not going to walk away hurting yourself. And with your guidance and any yoga instructor, that's what that is all about, is to make sure you're doing it correctly and safely so you don't injure yourself. Like you would maybe at a gym when you decide to jump into getting into shape and you go too hard too fast.
Right. We always offer a modification. If the pose, modify by putting your knee down, modify by not reaching the arm up, you know, or we'll say, if you feel good, amplify, you know, go for more, go for a fuller expression of the pose. And it's called a practice on purpose. I always tell this to people about yoga, because we're not training for something or a performance or for a race or whatever. It's you and your body, and you start at a point, and there really is no destination.
Very good.
It's you and your
well
journey.
said.
It's the journey.
It is.
Now, it's not the destination,
It's a
it
practice.
is the journey. So let's talk real quickly, and then we'll wrap this together.
Okay.
Do you also offer, is it Bikram?
Bikram. I actually teach it to Dawson. I'll put a little plug in for my studio. It's the Hot Studio in Jeremy. And Bikram is a practice of, it's a very hot practice. It's practiced in a hot room, 105 degrees. And it's a set series of 26 poses, and it never changes. You go to do Bikram anywhere in the whole world, you're going to do the same practice.
And you teach that as well?
I don't teach that. I teach what's called Power Flow Vinyasa.
Okay.
It's inspired by my teacher, Baron Baptiste. He's actually a Park City resident. And it's a flow yoga. And we'll take some of the components of that in this yoga that we teach at the People's Health Clinic. But primarily we're going to teach a little bit more of a, like we said, restorative yoga, a healing yoga, and it'll be a lot of stretching, but it'll be fun.
Do you chant?
It's also fun. No chanting. We may om. You know.
I was going to say, I usually grunt, which is my way.
I'll tell you what, we're non-judgmental. If you want to grunt, we'll think that's just fine, fantastic.
Okay, perfect. All right, Jill, Karen, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
How can we find out more?
You can go to the website, the People's Health Clinic website. It will be on Wednesdays at 5:45 p.m. every Wednesday, and we'll always have a teacher and assistant to help you.
Very good.
Nice.
Karen Christian and Jill Packham, thank you very much for being here with the People's Health Clinic. We'll be right back with the Mountain Morning Show. We're going to be taking a look at weather and trivia coming up next, so stay right there.